And so that's what it's all about. You know, it's changing the seasons finally. I guess we're moving into the colder part of the spring. I know I like to think we only have 2 seasons here in Texas, spring and summer, so this is kind of like the cruddy part of spring. And so anyway, tonight we're going to be talking about 1984 Revisited, and actually we're going to be showing clips from the 1955, I think it was 54 or 55 version, 55 version of 1984. Yeah, this version is very hard to come by, or from what I understand, I don't know. But anyway, we're going to be showing a clip or two from it. 1984 is a wonderful classic book by George Orwell, of course, written in 1948, right after the Second World War. And this was basically his idea of what could happen if his perceived paranoia of a police state actually overtaking and coming over the world, encompassing all the whole planet. And so he wrote a story about it. Actually, he wrote several stories. Another good one by him is Animal Farm. And actually, when I went to school, these books were required reading. But I hear that these days that's not the case, that some of the classics are no longer classics, or that maybe kids just don't have time to read the books anymore. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I know that some places you don't have to read 1984. So if you've never been experienced in 1984, you'll get a small taste of the clip here. And it's a very small book. I should have brought mine tonight, but it's not really a book I was reading, so I didn't really think of bringing it. But it's very small. All of his books really rather small by today's standards. It's not like a Dean Koontz book, or a Stephen King book where it's a rather lengthy novel. It's more like a novella, what they would call it these days. But anyway, we'll get to that clip in about 5 minutes or so. I'll go ahead and get to books I'm reading in just a second. First of all, I want to mention that you can go to Reality Expander, speaking of books, and get a copy of Economic Solutions. It's a booklet, actually, completely free. All you have to do is ask for it, and one will be sent to your address. And it's a booklet basically to tell you anything that you'd want to know about money and the type of fiat currency system that we use today. All you have to do is visit. And also, what else? I would like to thank my sponsors, actually, if we could do that. The fine people down at hiddenmysteries.com over in Yoakum, Texas. Wonderful, wonderful internet bookstore. And let's see. Okay, so that being said, we'll go ahead and get into a clip of 1984 from 1955, and then we'll take some calls, and we might show another clip, actually, of the movie, and we'll see how the show turns out from that. The first book from the books I'm reading list is, actually, I don't think there's one book that's been a stranger to the list I'm reading, but the first one is The Illuminati Papers, and this is, of course, by Robert Anton Wilson, and he was scheduled to be a guest, the There4Iam show, and hopefully he will be a guest again once we have the UFO conference again. And this is a wonderful little book filled with short essays, not all by Robert Anton Wilson, some by his friends, but what gives you, it's basically a spin-off of his famous Illuminatus trilogy. And there's some really good short little articles in here, just, it's mostly for fun. It's basically lots of fun, but there's really some, 2 gems in this book, I would think, are condensed versions of Timothy Leary's 8 biocircuits and the programming of the 8 biocircuits. You have the 8 basic winner scripts and the 8 basic loser scripts. And we might go over those scripts here after or in between the clips. The second book is actually a novel, and I know I don't talk about too many books that are fiction. Usually I like to keep it to nonfiction, but actually we talk about Rosicrucianism quite a bit here on the show, and this is actually a novel about Rosicrucianism, written in, I think, the 17th century by Sir Edward Bulwer Lytton, and it is Zanoni, and it is a Rosicrucian adventure. It says here on the back, classic occult novels, story of initiation, facts as experienced by a highly intelligent author and his friends among the secret orders of Europe. So, quite a bit about what might go on inside a Rosicrucian order in this book, although, like I said, it is fiction. Also, the second book I've been reading here lately is The Other Bible. And actually, I took it off the shelf because coming here in December, we will be doing the Jesus Christ, Son of God show. So I have been studying for the shows, and those shows actually be every week in December because it's that's right, 4 shows coming up that deal with Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And if you don't know what that is, well, tune in and watch it. It's starting in 2 weeks. If you have seen it before, well, this time it's going to be all new, a lot more, sorry, it's going to be a lot, it's just going to be good stuff. You have to watch it. And just one of the basis of the 4 shows is kind of like a digest of this book, broken down and then researched in order to make sure that everything is all right over there. The Christ Conspiracy, the greatest story ever sold. And these are the books that I am reading for this week. And I'm getting quite a bit out of them, that's for sure. And like I said, coming in December, you get all of that for you in, I don't know, whatever. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and go to the clip. Remember, this is a clip from 1984. This is George Orwell's classic story of a police state gone wrong. It has been remade. What year was it remade in?
1955.
I know, but what year was it remade in? 1983 or 1984. I guess right before 1984. They want to target that date. But this version is the 1955 version, so it was only 7 years after Orwell wrote the book. And from what I understand, it stays very, very true to the book. The version that came out in '93 also tried to stay true to the book, but I hear, and you know, this is why we're showing it, because this is where it gets weird here on the show. I hear that the FBI bought the rights to the movie and that they're going to re-release it with a slightly different ending, just a slightly different ending, a little bit of change, just to kind of freak you out. So I don't know, true or not, who knows? Only the time will tell. So here's a clip. It's going to be about 8 to 10 minutes from George Orwell's 1984. Then we'll take calls. We'll do all kinds of other crazy stuff. We'll be with you till 11 o'clock. This is Jeff Contreras, and you're watching There4Iam.
Devastation wrought by the atomic raids of 1965, 3 great police states rose to divide the world: Oceania, Eurasia, and East Asia. Atomic weapons were abolished, but not war itself. For only by maintaining the strain and tension of continual conflict could the ruling parties enforce absolute power. London, with its bomb-proof ministries, became of Airstrip 1, a province of Oceania.
Take cover, everyone. Special bulletin from the Ministry of Peace. Eurasian rocket bombs are approaching London. Take cover, everybody. Take cover.
of Peace is happy to report that thanks to the vigilance of our gallant interceptors, no Eurasian rocket bomb was able to reach targets of any importance. We continue now with our regular broadcast.
April 18th, 1984. Nobody keeps a diary today, because to do so would be punishable by death. I don't care anymore. I found this old book by chance, and I'm going to set down what I dare not say aloud to anyone. I've seen that girl again. I'm sure she was following me. Perhaps they suspect me already.
Bulletin. The saboteurs, Lewis and Siegel, were caught a few minutes ago in the neighborhood of Victory Square and have already confessed their guilt. As he was arrested, Lewis was heard to shout in a loud voice, "Long live Big Brother!"
Up with your hands! You're a traitor. You're a thought criminal. You're a Eurasian spy. I'll shoot you. I'll vaporize you. I'll send you to the uranium mine.
Quieter now, Sabina, quieter. You can't blame her for being excited, you know. This is her evening with the spies.
Traitor? Thought criminal?
I thought we could take her there and then go and have a drink.
Why have you got this desk so far away from the telescreen? It ought to be over there.
There's something in what she says, you know. She doesn't miss a thing.
I'll have to report you.
Nonsense, Selina, nonsense. Winston has nothing to hide. Have you, Winston? Oh, ready then?
Yes, I'm ready.
6748 Smith W. Regulation 6040. Outer party members will always wear identification badges when going in public places. And Smith, don't forget again.
All right, I'm ready.
I'll have some gin.
Right.
recognize them?
No.
Jones and Rutherford.
I thought they'd been liquidated.
They ought to have been. The traitors.
I remember their trial. They confessed to being in Eurasia during Hate Week last year, didn't they?
That's why the war went badly for a few months afterwards. They were able to disclose a lot of secret information.
What are they doing at liberty?
BB granted them a pardon. Do you remember? He freed 25 prisoners in honor of the Mediterranean victory. Only BB could make a gesture like that.
I imagine they've spent some time at the Ministry of Love.
Oh, yes. That's why they're here. They're cured. Better not show so much interest.
2 gins.
Oh. Thanks. Maybe we shouldn't have stopped here. I get pretty uneasy when I'm near people who aren't healthy, if you know what I mean. Oh, well. Long live BB.
Long live BB.
Hello, Line 1, you're on the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Not too bad, how's it going?
Hey, Donald, is that Donald Pleasance?
I don't know who that is, actually. I haven't got to see it all the way yet, because I just...
That looks like Donald Pleasance.
Yeah, it is. Chris just came in here and said it is him.
That's pretty cool. He, yeah, that's really old. He must have been really young then. Yeah, look at him.
This was made in 1955.
Wow, I've never seen this. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's the cleanest version of 1984 ever made.
Huh.
It follows the storyline almost to the letter.
It's not really right. I mean, 1984 had a little bit darker image than this, I think. I mean, the actual book did.
Uh-huh.
I mean, but yeah, it's a lot better than the 83 thing. With John Hurt played the guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, this is pretty good though. I'm enjoying this. So thanks a lot.
Hey, no problem. Hey, thanks for calling.
Hmm?
What's up, Line 2? All right, we're gonna go back to the audio then of the show here for a bit and see what's going on, and we'll come back to callers. We'll take the calls all evening. Actually, we're watching 1984, the 1955 version of the classic Orwell novel.
Once a traitor, always a traitor. Would you like another gin?
No, thank you.
What's the matter? Don't you feel...
I have a headache.
yeah, that is
I think I'll skip the funeral.
Hello, Line 1, you're on the air.
Yeah, I had a question about the three unions that they were divided into in the movie. Don't the globalists have us divided into three maybe unofficial unions right now as far as the European Union?
It kind of seems that way. There's the Pan-Asian Union there that includes Australia and all the Asian nations. Yeah, and then you have Europe, the European community. The only thing that seems to be left out really is Africa.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure how Africa would play into it now. I know they've got us pretty good with NAFTA and GATT.
But I know they definitely kept Africa as undeveloped as they could now for the past century or more. I mean, they've almost not allowed any development at all there.
Why do you think that would be? Just so that it's easier to wipe out populations and exploit the natural resources?
Probably so. I mean, that seems to be the easiest explanation to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's railroads all over the country, or the continent at that, but the railroads only exist from the mines to the ports. You know, there's no travel in between cities or villages or anything
Right,
like
I can
that.
see that.
You know, the only development is the industry development, and they never really did anything for the people themselves.
Have you seen the movie Tomb Raider yet?
No, I haven't seen that yet, but I think we're going to watch it sometime in the next week or two.
Yeah, I didn't even realize till last night when we were at the store that it had to do with the Illuminati, so we decided to check it out. It was pretty nuts.
Oh, really?
They make a lot of references and show you a lot of pyramids and eyes and triangles.
Yeah, I heard that when it first came out, but you know,
it's about the aligning of the planets too. I don't know if that plays into anything, but
that's
something big coming up with the planet aligning according to the movie, and that's when they try to institute their world domination and control over time, so they say. But anyway, I'll let you go on the next callers.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for playing. Okay, we're sitting here watching 1984 on a lazy Monday evening.
That probably came from the Indian Ocean. Look.
We're taking your calls, too, as the movie's showing.
They used to embed it in glass like...
Total weirdness. I'm sure you watched in the opening scene before how the man comes in and he basically identifies himself right off the bat. He has to show his card to the eyes. The eyes are everywhere. Wicked stuff there. We'll probably come back here in just a second or two, but we're going to take your calls until 11 o'clock. We're watching 1984, and line 2, you are on the air.
Hey, Jeff.
How's it going?
Yeah, 1984 was an awesome book, man.
It certainly is, man. And you know, it's not even a book that takes you that long to read either, because it's not so thick, you know what I mean? It's something that you could plow through over the weekend, really.
Right. Well, Animal Farm was kind of the same thing, but this really topped him off. You know, and I think where George Orwell was coming from with this is that this stuff was already happening in his time.
Yeah, definitely.
He could just project it into the future a little ways and go, this is what it's going to be like. And, I mean, you don't know about something like that unless it's already happened.
Well, he was definitely an insider, and he ran with the insiders, and, you know, he was just thinking, hey, if we don't do something about this, this is what's going to end up happening. I mean, it's his famous quote, you know, what do I think of the future? You know, picture of boots stomping a human face forever.
Right.
You know, that was his prediction of the future, what it would be like.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the book is a little darker than this movie, though. This has like that 40s kind of a,
well,
you
probably
know.
So, yeah, definitely. It got that wholesome appeal to it, I guess. Yeah, but it was probably dark for back then.
Anyway, I just wanted to say howdy and
hey, thanks for watching
man.
and playing. I appreciate you playing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Take care.
I wanted to have a closer look.
Anything in particular?
Okay, let's see.
You seem to have some interesting things.
We're going to take another call.
If I have anything of interest.
Line 1, you're on the air.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Shaq?
Hey, did you get a chance to read my article?
No, dude, I sure didn't.
That's all right. You got plenty of time. Hey,
hey, Chris says he can't find his.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I'll give him another copy.
Okay.
Say, you know, on the, I remember when I was going to school and everything,
were you required to read this in school, Shaq?
No, and I wish I was, man. I still haven't read it. That's what sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, but now I'm going to, but they still do require, I think, for kids to read Animal Farm, and I remember reading that.
Well, that's cool at least. And I know they redid that movie. It came out here in a nice animation here just like a couple of years ago, isn't that?
Well, what they did is that it used to be an animation, and they came out with a movie in real life.
Oh, they kind of used real animals.
Right, this time they just used, like, I guess, CG to make animals talk. I kind of like the cartoon version better.
Yeah, I haven't checked that out yet, but I'll check it out. Right.
But, I mean, you know, it's a good story. It's one of my favorite stories, so I'm glad I got a chance to read that at least. What do you think of Aldous Huxley's Brave New World and how that stacks up against...
That's a good book. I like the way how all the drugs there in the book that are, if the drugs are not illegal, then they're mandatory.
Yeah. Well, did you see he came out with a revisited version of Brave New World.
Oh, really?
Right. I saw it at the Book People. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to mention it.
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, I saw it over there, and I got to reading a little bit of it, and it was pretty interesting. I came really close to buying it. I'll probably get it later on. But yeah, it was almost like what's it? That thing that y'all showed on Access one time where they said, "Oh yes, your happiness is now mandatory. Take your pill. Take your aspartame. Be happy. Shut up. Enjoy."
Hey,
enjoy,
Shaq.
big brother.
Thanks for playing tonight. I appreciate it, man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Take care.
Later.
All right, we're sitting here watching the 1955 version of 1984, George Orwell classic
I don't have
novel.
one this morning.
Made into a movie at least 2 times that we know of. It's probably been more, but I don't know. Sometimes these things are hard to come by. Line 2, you're on the air.
Yeah, I think all you guys are a bunch of reptilian scum.
Hey, thank you for playing, man. I appreciate that. It's always good to hear from the other side. Let us know what's going on. Keep us in our place, I guess. We're going to go ahead and go to another, we're going to go back to the audio for the movie for a little bit, and we'll be back in another 5 minutes or so. If you want to participate, the number is 477-2288. Take care, and we'll talk to you in a bit.
Did you speak to anyone? No.
Did you see any other member of the outer party on your walk?
No.
You know the party disapproves of its members mixing with the people?
Yes.
You consider that unreasonable?
No.
6748, you're a member of a privileged class, expected to accept restrictions as well as privileges. I had hoped we might be able to deal with this matter here in your own ministry. But your explanations are inadequate. This report will be forwarded to the Ministry of Love for further action.
I think we can deal with it here. You're warned to pay strict attention to the regulations in the future. You can return to your department.
Directive number 424B issued at 1000 hours.
6748 Smith W. Reference Big Brother's Order Gazette, November 12, 1983. Since the Eurasian offensive has opened in South India, it is impossible that Big Brother predicted this front would remain quiet. Rewrite entire speech. Show that through our magnificent espionage system, Big Brother had prior knowledge of all the enemy's plans.
Packhammer's Gazette, November 12th, 1983.
Signed 6127S. The following men have been found guilty of treason and no longer exist. Conrad Zarlinger, Gordon Prentice, Harold Cho. Delete all reference to them from the Gazettes of January 2nd, 8th, and 26th.
Back numbers Gazette, January the 2nd, 8th, 26th.
What have you got there, Smith? This photograph was between the pages of the Gazette.
Line 1, you're on the air.
Jeff.
Yeah, that's me.
Other than the obvious message of this movie, the blonde is kind of hot, and this could be actually a pretty good soft porn movie.
You think
so? If they could find a place to get away from the eyes.
Very soft.
They really could have developed the sexual undertones of this a little better.
Probably so. I think so. But in 1955, I mean, I won't even begin to try to understand what type of society and sexual thing was going on then. But
isn't that part of the undertone of the book?
Yeah, it is actually. But I don't know what type. I can't recall any movies from this era, so I don't really know how they were and what they were trying to, how they really portrayed sex or anything like that.
If they had a little more nudity, this could be a really good movie.
Well, maybe we can edit some in.
Cool.
All right, man.
Thanks
for
Jeff.
playing. All right. Line 3, you are on the air.
Hey, Jeff. Hi, Chris. How you doing?
Not too
Jeff,
bad.
I'm sorry.
That's no problem.
Hey, I've never seen this version of this movie ever. I mean, this is scary.
I've never seen it before tonight either. That's why we're still rolling it, and as we go along.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost like today. Everybody's got a desk job, and nobody's producing anything, and you have MSNBC showing right on your screen right now.
Yeah, but for like free tape of this version, Reality Expander, I think you can question them. RealityExpander.com.
Okay, that would be pretty cool if I could get a free tape of this, because I think this would be shown in, like, colleges.
Yeah, RealityExpander.com, and just make sure you email them and let them know what you want, because those people over there, they are wick-wackety about tape.
Dude, that's pretty cool. Thanks a lot, man.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for playing. All right, we're going to go back to the audio for a little bit here and listen to how the weird wackiness things of how they thought it was going to be in 1984. Are we really just a couple years away from this? Who knows? National ID cards? I don't know. Cameras all over the place? Nah, this stuff could never happen today, right? Yeah, we'll see. 1984, here we go.
We want peace! He actually begs you to make peace with your brothers of Eurasia!
Hate! 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 Hate!
Okay, we're back with your calls and we're watching 1984 movies on Monday. Line 1, you're on the air.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going?
I called up earlier. I was talking about Donald Pleasance there.
Yeah.
So he's the guy that has the book, you think?
What book?
Remember in the story?
Oh, yes, he is the guy with the book.
Yeah. So he's the evil guy, the snitch, basically.
Exactly.
And well, he's perfect for that part.
We'll see. We won't get able to see the end, but like I said, that realityexpander.com thing is very, very. You should give it a look up, man, if you're interested in seeing more of this fine 1955 version.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a great story to begin with. I've always thought if somebody could really do a good, and this looks like the good job of, even though it was like way back when and everybody's corny, you know.
Yeah, I know. Imagine what they could do if they really gave it a big budget.
Right.
You know.
And do it right, and not lie.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, well, thanks for playing. I appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, let's see here. Line 3, you're on the air.
Yes, I enjoy your show.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'd like to say this was about mass-producing humans. Is that correct?
Mass-producing humans?
Yes.
Yeah.
This movie?
No, I think I'm not sure. You might be confused with Soylent Green. The Soylent Green movie. This movie was just more about the police state, the world police state, and how humans will really actually become dehumanized in the future, and we'll have basically given up all our freedoms, and the whole world will just be there's really 3 governments that play each other off on themselves. The world is in a constant state of war. There's never an end to the war, and so everybody's always living in fear. There's a constant paranoia. Since there's 3 superpowers in this universe here, you're friends with one of them one day, and then the next day you're enemies with them, and it changes back and forth, so you never know who your friends are, who your enemies are, and everyone's really in a constant state of panic.
How are babies born here in this
I think,
1984.
I'm not sure.
Is this 1984 revisited different from Orwell's novel?
Oh no, this is exactly not Orwell's novel. The only thing is revisited is that we're talking about it tonight. That's the only revisited thing about.
Yeah. I had to read this, but I didn't read it.
Yeah.
Like most people who had to read it.
Cliff noted it, huh?
Yeah, way
All
back
right,
in
dude.
high school or something. First of all, I'd like to say that I heard your earlier... Hello?
No problem. Hey, I'm here.
Okay, I heard your earlier comments as far as you're talking about Africa.
Yeah.
And they didn't allow Africa to be industrialized, which I would like to say later in my comments why I think that is so. But as far as here in America, we're watching a show like this, and we have cloning going on, and we know where cloning can lead to, and it makes us worry. It makes us worry about who has the power to make the laws, who are we, and should we be scared? First of all, I would say no, because everything that's going on right now, if you don't know what's going on, you need to know what's going on. As far as Africa is concerned, here in America, and you know, I'm not going to be left-winger or right-winger, either one. You know, you've heard Clinton's speech to Georgetown University is controversial, and you've heard a lot of people say on the left that the election was controversial, but you know, I mean, we're here where we are now, and this isn't a movie. This isn't surreal. You know, we can go to the movies and escape realism and where we are now, but we all have to realize that the world isn't perfect, and people gain power on you if you do not know what's going on. You know, you could have the wrong opinion, but that's better than no opinion, I guess, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because the Nazis, or what they did, they can kill 8 million people just tomorrow. Our own government could do it. You know, I doubt it, because this country that we're living in now is the greatest country in the history of the world, blah, 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 but we're not perfect. We're far from perfect, and anybody else who thinks they have the answer doesn't, because no one has the answers.
I agree with you there.
So it's the majority of the people put together, working as one nation, has the best answer. Anyway, so I'm going to get off this, and cloning. You know, we don't need to let these politicians do cloning. This is not tobacco legislation.
Hey, dude, I tell you what, they've been cloning for decades, dude.
Yeah, but we need, I mean, as far as terrorism is concerned, we have...
really, dude, and I appreciate your call. Thanks for playing. I really enjoy it. But really, check out underground bases all in the West, all under New Mexico, all in Nevada, you know, all Area 51, Dulce, all that. I mean, there's weird cloning experiments. They've been cloning humans for decades. They've got really weird stuff going on. We've done shows about it. We'll do other shows about it just because it's so weird. It's interesting. But,
we can look at each other now and not be afraid.
We got another 18 minutes or so, and we're taking your calls. We're watching 1984, and we're having fun. Line 1, you're on the air.
Yes, I know you're probably familiar with the prophet Nostradamus.
Yeah, I heard of him.
And basically on one of his shows, he described an attack against New York City, and what they believe to be New York City because of the location he gave. And in the prophecy, he says that the city would be seized upon by the third Antichrist, which would be Muslim. And he describes the attack as a nuclear attack.
What quatrain is that in?
I used to have his book, but I just recently saw the movie that's published back in 1982.
Yeah, because, you know, there's been a lot of, and thanks for playing, I really appreciate you playing along tonight, but there's been a lot of internet misuse of the quatrains since the 9/11 attack as it is, and most of them have been proved to be completely erroneous. Unfortunately, with Nostradamus especially, since he has an air of credibility about him throughout the centuries, not just you know, in the past decade or two, but throughout the centuries, literally, governments have used Nostradamus propaganda in order to help agitate or pacify their respective peoples, in no matter what land they're in. So we got about 15 minutes left. We're watching 1984, and we're taking calls. I try to get Chris in here for a little bit, but yeah, I know you're doing a show tomorrow, but I tell you what, man, it's a good game on right now. Line 2, you're on the air.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going?
Just fine.
Good.
I want to thank you for this public service of airing this 1984.
Hey, no problem. You know, it just occurred to me just a few days ago that some people really have never even heard of this.
I've heard of it. I haven't read the book, but I know full well what the plot is, and the main reason it prompted me to call is that I feel like the main character in this movie. I've got some really unpopular views with regard to what's going on in the Middle East and Afghanistan.
Right.
And you get to the point where you don't even want to tell people because they'll say, well, you're anti-American, you know, and the scene about, I don't know, 5 minutes ago where they said, this is the Euro-Asians, and they hate, and drumming up this big collective mindset about Afghanistan, or in our case, Afghanistan, in their case, I guess these other foreign powers, but
that's exactly how it is.
It's like a mass hypnosis. You know, it's like a massive hypnosis, and if you aren't playing along, well, you must be anti-American, you must be unpatriotic, and I tell you, man, all these people out here flying the flag, the most patriotic thing I think they could do would be to question their government.
Hey, that is very well said. Very well said.
So I'm going to let you go.
Hey, thanks a lot for playing. I appreciate it. That's the most American thing you could ever do is question your government. And I'm not saying take up arms against them. I'm not saying flat out disagree with everything they say, but at least question it. And we have to get dialogues going, and there has to be discussion between opposing viewpoints. If there's no discussion, there's no true leadership coming from anywhere then it's just a dictatorship. And it's not the same as a true leadership. 14 minutes left, we're watching 1984. Line 1, you're on the air.
Hey, Jeff, what do you think about our new mayor?
Do what?
What do you think about our new mayor?
It's too early to tell, man. What, did he do something wrong already? Did he do something right? I mean, I haven't heard anything about him since the election, really.
Well, it's not some of his history. I mean, he's been around a long time.
Yeah, he has. So you could say he basically has paid his dues, you know, to become mayor.
But I mean, he's a member of LULAC and some other sort of anti-American.
When you're a politician, you have to join a lot of different groups, you know, and that's just the way it is. You have to play the game, and he's a game player, and he played the game well. I mean, he's been in the game for decades, let's face it.
He's fought hard. I mean, if anybody deserves it, he deserved it. I mean,
there's one thing you can say for sure probably about Gus Garcia. He's not going to use the mayorship of Austin as a springboard. You know, this is something for him that he can basically make his own. You know, this could be the pinnacle of his whole political career. He could really do something, achieve something, you know, be known for something instead of being a city councilman all his life.
That's true.
And because he's basically at that stage in his career where he can't really be aspiring to too much else. I mean, let's just face it, he's old, you know?
Yeah, he is. He goes around, I've seen him in restaurants and stuff through the years.
So I say he has a tremendous opportunity here to do something and to make something of his career and the whole city itself, but we'll see, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I don't like the whole, the LULAC.
I mean, whoever would have got in there is going to be a member of something that you wouldn't like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. We can nitpick everything to death. I figured let's wait until he does something, you know what I mean, and then we can harp on it.
Well, he's already promoting the light rail, so, you know, that was like his big agenda.
Yeah, well, you know, light rail will never die, dude. Let's face it, they already have one of the substations built over there here downtown.
Oh,
you know, that money's not going to go anywhere except into the pockets of the fat cats.
Right, but it's like you say, it's never going to die. They're going to charge us for it whether we want to or not.
Exactly. Hey, thanks for playing, man.
All right.
All right, we got about 12 minutes left. We are watching 1984. We are also, and as a matter, you know, You might be thinking to myself, you might be thinking, hey, you know, this is kind of like a weird type way that Jeff did the show tonight. Well, I tell you what, it's because, and I'm going to be completely honest with you here, folks. There's a good game on right now on another channel, and I'm watching the game. That's why I don't have the camera on me, so you don't tell that I'm not completely paying fully attention to you. I'm trying to multitask, and I think it's rude to like. So line 3, you were on the air,
Hey,
and
Jeff.
I appreciate you playing.
It's good that you're showing this movie. It's really interesting.
Oh, cool.
I remember reading the book and Brave New World at the same time and thinking, wow, that really struck a chord.
How long ago did you read them, caller?
Do you have to ask? A while back. I'm interested what you think of Alex Jones and what he's saying.
You know, I tell you, I like Alex Jones. I know him. I've known him for a few years. He's an excitable fellow.
Mm-hmm.
He's got passion for what he does. He has a lot of good information without a doubt, and I mean, it's great to at least as the tip of the iceberg. I don't take anything he says as gospel, but at least he shows me which direction I can look at, and then I can take over from there.
I mean, do you feel that the government knew about these terrorist activity?
Without a doubt, 100%. I feel that they were in complete compliance. Not only that, I feel that they profited from the attacks in many ways. In many ways. And the SEC is covering that up. So many people in our government made money off of American Airlines puts, which is betting for the stock to fall, that it's not even funny, and that information is being I mean, it's out there. Reporters have reported on it, but none of the mainstream carriers, none of the true networks, none of the big 6 newspaper conglomerates are carrying the story.
I know, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's definitely what I think.
By the way, did you hear what happened in Washington today?
No, what happened?
Bush declared war on hunger, and he's just started bombing Somalia. I thought I'd just leave you with that.
Thanks for playing. I appreciate it. All right, we got about 9 minutes left, and we can go ahead and go back to the regular setup because that was just a good touchdown right there, and that's basically all I needed to see. And so we're trying. We got some new graphics going tonight. I hope you really appreciate them. The stunning job of the people over at DigiEffects, one of my old sponsors. And I tell you, it's 1984. It's George Orwell. He was an insider. He was in the war. He saw it from the people who actually made the policy. He saw and knew what was coming down the road. Maybe it's not happening in 1984, but let's face it. Within the next 5 years, already, there's cameras, and you're probably photographed about 20 different times a day. Within the next 5 years, you will be photographed, or you could be photographed from the 24 hours a day. Now, if that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way it's going to be. I'm not going to whine about it. I'm not going to bitch about it. I'm not going to moan. What I am going to say is that there needs to be full access. Any public building, any government building, any building where there's taxpayer money going into, you should be able to at any time go to the internet and be able to look and see what's going on within all the cameras in that system. If those are our buildings, those should be our cameras, and we should be able to watch the watchers. And I'm not talking about just the people, the main people that sit in front of the cameras, because it's probably all mostly electronically monitored anyway. There's way too many cameras, way too many information gathering techniques, they're basically overwhelmed. So the mass majority of this stuff is done electronically. And then if certain flags are noted, you might get a real person to start checking your mail or checking your video or just checking up on you in general.
Watching your cable access.
Exactly, watching your cable access show. That's a good one. So, as long as we can watch them, then I see no problem. We should be able to type in Austin City Jail or Travis County Jail and be able to look at the cameras 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If they're doing it to us, then we should be able to do it to them. And at least that way, there's some type of check and balance. You know, without that, then they feel like they're above us, that they're outside the system. If there's going to be a system where people are getting watched, then everybody needs to be watched, the watchers especially. So, we got about 6 minutes left. I'm going to take some of these calls raw calls for the last 5 minutes. That's right. Raw calls. Line 1, you're on the air.
Hey.
Hey.
So, There4Iam is the show, man. I really like your new look, man.
Hey, thanks. But,
it's looking. You're looking really sophisticated now.
We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, it's working good. It's working for you.
Hey, well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. 5 more minutes. If you want to play, the number's 477-2288. That's 477-2882. Yeah, whatever. You know the number. And I want to thank everybody that helped put on the show. Did you get pictures of them in there? Aha. You didn't. Did you get some in here? I don't know what's going on, but, oh, here's the call. Line 1, you're on the air. God, Line 1, did I scare you away? Is that what it was? I don't know what the deal is. Is it the new graphics? I don't understand. I don't know. We've been watching 1984 Revisited, the classic